In my presentation, I kind of just wanted to give you a little recap of what happened this past winter, even though it's been 12 months since I stood in front of you. So I'm going to turn a few pages into the presentation and talk about the winter season in Sun Valley. And I don't know how this tracks with the rest of the state, but I think we all recognize what's going on, at least for the last year, if not the last two, that tourism is now very much driven by the deal. And but I am pleased to report, if Dick hasn't already done so, that Sun Valley skier days up 20% this year, which is double. I don't know that any other ski resort that I've heard so far report numbers has even been in the double digits, much less 20%. And so that's great news. Of course, we all know that Sun Valley did some very creative discounting and deals with those lift ticket and room packages, which really helped drive the business. And we're all seeing that. If we look at our lodging occupancies, in Sun Valley from the period of December through March were flat, which is, I guess, a good thing. But as we all know, and Karen alluded to that, at lunch today, the average daily rate was down 12%. So our, tax revenues for lodging down 14%. On the bright side again, we have good airline service into Sun Valley, and we have direct flights from Seattle and Los Angeles, which are underwritten with the minimum revenue guarantee program through Horizon Air. But it represents a significant amount of seats, 7,000 seats into our community. About 40% of all of our air services is underwritten. And we worked with Horizon this last year to implement a fare sale, which on the low travel days, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays for most of the season starting in January, you could fly $99 round trip, $99 one way, $198 round trip from LA, and I think it was a little bit more than that from Seattle. So that really drove reservations, and it really drove people on the planes. We had a 15% increase in passenger loads on those flights, 1,000 more people coming. But of course, their revenues and yields were impacted as a result. And so we all know that's the environment we're facing. We look at our website traffic, and what's the #2 most visited page outside of the homepage and the calendar events? Hot deals, web specials, people looking for the deal. So we're paying attention to that, and we've been paying attention to that all along. Some of the other things that we are paying attention to as far as tourism marketing trends. You probably all know that 2009 was the worst year in the history of the travel industry, the worst year. So the good thing is hopefully we can only go up, and things are looking better for 2010. But there's pricing transparency on whatever kind of travel product we're all promoting out there. The consumer is smart, and they're going to check to make sure they're getting the best deal possible. People are still looking at travel as a right, but we all heard the trends. We know the patterns of travel are changing, and I think it's really important for us, and it's a huge advantage for Idaho to talk about what people are looking for is authenticity and stories, and it's all about that social media and connecting. And we use the old word testimonials. We all know who's the biggest recommender of travel is your family and friends. It's that testimonial. So the more we can, in the travel business, all of us, connect those stories, talk about our authenticity, and make it very real for people. One of the adages I heard in a conference is the youth market, which we're very much interested in continuing to reach out to in Sun Valley. They have an absolute nose for BS. So, no more flowery advertising language. You got to tell it like it is and talk to them in their language. And then we all know marketing efforts have to be, multifaceted, multi-platformed, and we all have to be using this new technology. So in Sun Valley, we are looking at some new opportunities on the bright side. We have the potential for new air service possibly from Denver, a nonstop on Frontier, which would connect to a lot of points each, which would be a big advantage for us. Of course, the new Southwest service into Boise is big. And then we are very excited to hear the news that you could fly between Twin Falls and Las Vegas for $10. Where's Sean? Yes, did he already leave? $10. And so we said, well, you know, I'm sure we're going to have some Sun Valley people heading down to Las Vegas on Allegiant Air. But actually, if you go on their website, you can find out you can fly from Las Vegas to Twin Falls on a Friday and return on a Monday. And right now, in December and January, those prices are $9.99 one way. So we've already reached out to the Las Vegas Ski and Snowboard Resort to try to work with them on getting a list of their season pass holders and pushing that out to everybody in our community. If they've got anybody who's a past guest from Las Vegas, now's the time to book your winter vacation, or summer for that matter, get out of the heat and come to Sun Valley. So we're trying to work with any opportunities we can. We've got some exciting new events. I think you probably all heard about the wonderful first annual Nordic Festival we put on in Sun Valley. A lot of different partners involved with that, and really very, very successful. And we're going to build on that event. Of course, Sun Valley got really aggressive this year with a terrain park and lots of fun events at Dollar, very well received. This summer, we just have a spectacular lineup of world-class events coming along. Lots of major concerts, the Carole King, James Taylor, Steve Martin and his Bluegrass Band, of course a huge fundraiser for the Sun Valley Symphony, and that Garth Brooks is going to be performing at the Symphony as a fundraiser on August 1st, and then Itzhak Perlman opens up the Sun Valley Symphony on August 2nd, and we've just got a summer full of music and a summer full of fabulous events. A couple of new events that have come along are local folks involved with volleyball at a national level have put together the first annual Sun Valley Volleyball Classic, which will be happening over Memorial Day weekend in conjunction with our annual Wellness Festival, which is going to feature Jamie Lee Curtis this year as a keynote speaker, and a special music concert by Colby Calais in the Sun Valley Pavilion. Kristen Armstrong, our own gold medal cyclist from Idaho, is going to be doing a cycle camp in Sun Valley over Memorial Day weekend, too. And then at the end of June, this is sort of a long-term strategy to develop events around attributes of our destination we really want to promote. The Nordic Festival was the first of such collaborations. And then the second, we wanted to launch a biking event. So at the end of June, it's going to be the Sun Valley, first annual Sun Valley Rhythm and Ride Festival. So there'll be bike rides with local experts, there'll be classes, there'll be lots of free riding, and there'll be music concerts on Friday and Saturday night. So that's going to be a fun event. We expect that one to grow as well. And then, of course, looking ahead to 2011, well, actually, this coming winter in 2011 is the 75th anniversary of Sun Valley, so lots to celebrate and plan for there. And then our new tourism enhancement projects going on in the area. Of course, I talked about the Sun Valley's Dollar Mountain Terrain Park. We've got a couple of new pump parks in Haley and Ketchum, which have been very, very well received and very busy. This summer, of course, the brand new gondola at Sun Valley, and this summer you can ride the gondola up the mountain if you don't feel like hiking or taking the chairlift, so that'll be a great attribute. And then in Ketchum, we're going to have a new town plaza full of events and activities all summer long, which we're very excited about. So I'm going to just breeze through my request. If you, so there's my summary. Okay, so we're going to turn to the last page. I guess I'll have to save most of my time for questions. Usually I'm the shortest one. Guess I got carried away. So the last page is our request. Brochures and literature down. We're just not quite sure. We're going to even print a vacation guide this year. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but we're going to transfer a lot of that money to the web. We need to continue to put resources into online, which is what we're going to do. And we're going to do some kind of, we'll do an iBrochure, we'll do some kind of a printed piece, but it will be very modest. And we're really going to spend most of our time driving people to the web because that's where they're going anyway. Public relations, we'll continue with that effort. Winter marketing, spring, summer, fall marketing, a research program, audit, and fulfillment.